Hello, everyone. It is the afternoon. Unusual for me. I am back, third day in a row. Or maybe it's more, I don't know. I'm Sam McDonough, IFBB Bikini Pro, and we are going to preview the California Supplements Pro for Spain. It's in Spain. I wish it were in California, then maybe I could go. If it were 20 minutes away, that would be amazing for me. Okay, everyone, let's talk about the list. And I have my little notes, and I have my little pop socket that broke years ago, and I just have not bought a new phone case, and I should have. And then also, look, I came into this little room this morning, and look at what I saw on my couch. Isn't that so cute? My boyfriend left this on my couch for me. So precious. I'm not using it right now because I have not practiced with it yet, and I need to go to work kind of soon. Not super soon, but soon enough that I'm not going to try to use a new microphone right now. So hopefully headphones are fine. This sound was low-key blaring when I listened back to the beginning of my last video when I used the headphones for the first time. So hope your ears are okay. Okay, so let's look at our list. We have how many people? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 people. 10 people competing, and I just pulled up how many of them? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I pulled up 7 of them. You guys, I have like some different tics. One of them is like opening my eyes really big. And I try to hide it, but sometimes I can't. So if you ever see me doing it, then that's what it is. My greatest fear is that I will go blind. I think it stems from when I was like a full-time makeup artist. I was like, my hands are my livelihood. Like, I mean, my eyes. So like, if I can't see color or see anything, then like, I'm fucked. So that's just something I developed, and it can't be good for my eyes. I've never been to an eye doctor though. So if you're an eye doctor, feel free to shoot me a message. Okay, everyone. Let's talk about the list. Okay, so some of these people have competed they competed at the One Bro Pro. But we do not get pictures for that show. I am so bummed. But yes, we didn't get pictures for that show. It was like a week ago. So not this past weekend, but the one before. And let's just pull up. Okay, so here it is. So of the people on our list, the people we have competing again, are Anna Setlak, Lisa, and Noemi, Nora, and Charlotte. So 5 of these 8 people are on this list. So unfortunately, we don't have their most recent photos, but we do have some recent photos from Lisa 3 weeks ago, almost 3 weeks ago, at the show FIBO. So we have photos of her at FIBO, which was still very recent. Charlotte, very recent. So yeah. So Charlotte at this show, she placed 7th out of 8th, so not her best placing to date. And Noemi was in that 5th place spot. That's usually about where she hangs out around. But we will get into everyone. So let's start with, I think I'm coming down with something. So like, I'm a little congested. So let's start with Valeria. I already talked about Valeria briefly in my last video, but we'll just go over her again. So Valeria placed 9th at the show she did this year, which was this past weekend on Saturday, maybe Sunday for me. Oh, do you just love the lighting? I love when this happens. I bedazzled this shirt because I'm going to a concert, and this is the shirt I bedazzled, and now I can't tell if it's ugly or no, but here it is. Okay. This is the little shirt that I sunk a lot of hours into. Okay, here it is. Do you like it? Thank you guys so much. You are so sweet. Wait, stop. You're giving me too many compliments. It wasn't that challenging. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. And here's what the stitching on the inside looks like. Okay, moving on. Or getting back to the point. So, okay, Valeria, I'm not editing this video. Valeria, she got 9th place at the show she did. So Valeria's already Olympia qualified. She qualified at the Prague show at the end of 2024, so 2 weeks after the Olympia. It's not the end, but close to the end. And what was going on with Valeria this past weekend? Here is my take. Red, gorgeous. So quick presentation things. Everything about her presentation is incredible, except for I want the suit to be flush to her skin, so I don't want to see the little under boob. But the pose is really good. The front pose is really good. Okay, she doesn't look fully posed. I would adjust her hand. Yeah, this is really good. Dazzling smile. She's breathtaking. She's impossible to overlook. She is unreal. She's amazing. Skin looks great, hair looks great, makeup looks great, suit color looks great, body looks great. Doesn't look quite like the standard, but just an incredible physique. What would I change about this pose? So I think the amount of twist she has, like away from the judges, does work for her. I don't necessarily want her to open up her hips because then that would open up her upper body more, and she's upper body dominant. So I think this angle is exactly where it should be. But the shoulder, see how this shoulder is drifting up? I think it's because her hand is so high up here. So I want these knuckles to be like at the connector of her suit. So like an inch or so lower. That will level out the shoulders and then give her just more balance in this front pose. Um, and then after I see that, then I would know if I want her to like angle her upper body away a little bit more. So I see less of like the shoulder width. So we get more of a more balance with the lower body here. But the pose is really good. The arm is really the only thing I have to critique. I would say to take her hair off her shoulder, but she might be one of those cases where it's actually not the worst thing that she has her hair on her shoulder because she is upper body dominant, so that downplays her upper body a little bit and gives her a better balance. So it might not be the worst thing for her, but I would like to see the arm adjustment because that could change things. Like it could make her look more balanced from top to bottom. Conditioning wise, you can see a lot of graininess, like the graininess of the muscle. You're seeing like veins going across the leg, a lot of like graininess here in the shin even. So the lower body is just too hard. Conditioning is just too hard. So she has said that, like look at this shape. This is crazy. So, and you can see like some feathering right there. Or not even feathering, but just like the crossing of those muscles. So yeah, conditioning, she has said that she is just going to show up on what she wants to show up. And like, that's that. Like, she doesn't care really what the judges have to say. She did try coming in softer last year. And it did work for her. Like, she got fifth at a US show, third at a US show. This one Ashley Caldwell, so when people like compete in Ashley Caldwell show, they're like fewer people sign up because they know she's doing it. So yeah, but fifth at the New York Pro is huge. Eighth at the Pittsburgh. There were like 15 Olympians in that show or something. It was a crazy lineup. So like, who did she beat? Who was an Olympian at the Pittsburgh show last year? So this one, she was coming in with softer conditioning. Because her conditioning usually does great overseas. She's won a ton of shows. But here in the US, which is like where the Olympia is and stuff, then conditioning standards are a little bit different. So of Olympians well, Ariana was not on. Reina went on to get 14th at the Olympia in 2024. A lot of these people have been to the Olympia. So like Brittany Hamilton, Ariana, not Reina yet, so I won't list her, but Maya, Allison, Yulia, Alessia. Yeah, 6 people. So yeah, but if she just comes in, now I'm like getting distracted. Okay, so what she needs is an improvement season. As you can see, her glutes are a little bit shallow up top. She's not really getting any of that projection. The conditioning on her glutes looks really good. I mean, a little hard here. Definitely hard like in the back of like the calves and like these legs. We're seeing a lot of like those cords of the hamstring. The adductor is really popping. But like she has great, her muscle looks really smooth. It looks like very good. But she's a lot fuller in these shoulders. So what she needs is an improvement season. So she can just bring her glutes up and probably even her hamstrings a little bit, but bring her glutes up for sure. That way she gets that projection and matching width from top to bottom. Her width is much greater up top than it is on the bottom here. If she has brought up her glutes, which she totally has potential to do, she clearly like is able to put on muscle, then that would change everything. She could win the Olympia. Like if she had bigger glutes, if she would just go into an improvement season, get uncomfortable by putting on the weight necessary to like grow for a period of time, then that would change everything. Like she could be the Olympia winner. But will she do that? Probably not. And you know what? Teach their own. Who cares? Okay. So, and her back pose is good. I don't really have anything to say about her back pose. Do I? Let's see. No, back pose is good. Maybe she could slide her hands in a little bit more so I don't see her bracelets, but The back pose is pretty good. The hair, you might be like, well, Sam, don't you usually say your hair should be shorter? This hair works for her. I mean, nothing is going to change the fact that her glutes just need to be bigger. So, like, even if I do see the taper into the waist, is it going to make that much of a difference? No. So yeah, she could have her hair like an inch shorter, but if she's not going to come in with the conditioning they want or the muscle she needs to meet the requirements, then like, who gives a shit about the hair? Um, is that harsh? Sorry, you know what? Not sorry. I'm working on not apologizing for things. I do feel like I'm being a little too real today, though. Okay. You know what? There's no such thing. There's no such thing. I am being true to myself. Okay, okay. You just saw a real moment of me talking myself down. Okay, now let's look at who is she? Gulsa. Oh God, I should have looked up the name pronunciation first. I'm so sorry. Gulsa. So, suit color, really pretty. Makeup, gorgeous. Tan looks great. So, how has she done in the past? She has gotten she has only done one pro show. She did her pro debut last year at the Big Man Pro. I brought her up only because we don't have that many people anyway, so why not bring everyone up and see like what they could work on, what maybe they have worked on. Ooh, let's actually see. Okay, let me look her up. Okay, IFBB IG. So that's how I find people if I can't find them on, or if I'm just looking for like their Instagram. I just type in IFBB IG. So if anyone's like, how do I find them? Then you can do that. Oh, so loving. That's sweet. Okay, so let's see if she's posted any like physique updates. No, not there at least. What about on her Instagram? Oh, that's a lot of flowers. Okay, physique looks good. Wearing sweats, so can't really tell, but okay, okay. So nothing. No dice, BB. But let's talk about her. Okay, so here she's in her front pose, and then we'll also pull up her back pose. So the angle on these at this show was a little extreme, like it was pretty low. So this is not like an ideal angle, and the comparison photos are the same. I recall trying to look at the comparison photos when I recapped this show, and it was tough because they were like far away and off to the side. Okay, so what does Gulsa need to work on? I would say more glute density. She looks like hard-ish up top, not even hard, but really full up top, like a lot of muscle up top. In the front pose, it looks good based on what I can see. Like the lighting is tough, the angle is tough, so it's hard to make a great assessment. But the back pose, we can make a pretty good assessment. She looks a little bit soft here. Um, and I think she came in like this full because this is the best that she would have looked. Had she gotten leaner, it might not have helped anyway. But she just really slopes off in the glutes here, and that's most people. Like that's what most people need to work on. Could also be a little bit the angle of this photo. Like maybe her upper glutes are fuller, but the angle is not conducive to being able to see that. But I want more roundness here because it just looks like one width all the way down and like not much size up in the outer glue. So, but she has a really great look. Her hair, makeup, suit are very pretty. I'd probably let the hair a little bit shorter and then completely off her shoulder here. But I love this little like cunty hair behind the ear moment. I love that. And it looks like her earrings are like snakes. Love that too. Go off. So yeah, love all that. Love her vibe, but needs a little more size. Yeah. Because her quads are like, they're looking dense, but her glutes are not matching in that density. Like you see that sweep, but you're not really seeing much projection in the glute itself. So that's what I think. And then I don't love when the suit bottoms, like sometimes people have elastic in the front of the suit bottom, which like bunches it together and it looks like diapery. So I don't love that. That is like nitpicking because it's not egregious. Like there are some suits that are pretty like egregious diaper wise, but yeah, it's just something I notice. So I'm just pointing out what I noticed. She also looks like she might be. I would wonder what like a straight on photo if she looks like she's posing too hard in that front pose. So let's just see when she went pro. Okay, here she is when she went pro. Her pose looks pretty similar. So yeah, no, she's probably not posing too hard. It's just a size thing. Okay. Oh, and now we have Alice. So I really like Alice because she has like a dark, serpenty creature of the deep sea, Ursula, cunty, fierce vibe. And I really like that. And I think I get it from the tattoos. I love tattoos. And this dark, like, cranberry, like, it's a very sultry. I really like that. So I like Alice a lot. She interested me because, okay, so she qualified for the Olympia at the end of 2023, which qualified her for the 2024 Olympia, which just happened. And when I saw these photos, I was wowed. Like, this color, I usually am kind of like lukewarm on a royal blue, just because it's like, nothing too special about it. It looks good on most people. Like, it really does. It looks beautiful on most people, but I'm just kind of like, kind of bored by it. But when I see it on her, I'm just like, again, I'm like gobsmacked. She looks really good. And like the sleek hair, the makeup, she has like defined features on her face. I really like it. So I really like Alice. What do I have to say? Okay, so this is what she looked like when she qualified. Okay, so here's her when she qualified, which was this is an old picture, so we aren't gonna like stick on it for too long. Really great. I wanted to make sure she was fully posed. Really great conditioning, like gorgeous conditioning. She looks very full, like that kind of bubble wrap that we talk about. The arm is too far away. We'll get more into her recent posing. Suit fits her perfectly. Like it really, she is wearing the suit. The suit is not wearing her. Like it fits perfectly. Conditioning is great. I'm not seeing like too much detail in any one place. Like the detail is pretty even across her entire physique. She is looking a little bit ribby, like she's kind of vacuuming. So I would like her to like pull her ribs in and down, like towards her pelvis. That's what I would like cue someone with. But really good. Arm in closer, twist the hips away a little bit so we aren't as straight on with the abdomen. So like twist the hips a little bit in the middle of like where she is now and where Valeria was, being really profile in the hip, and bringing that arm closer. Those are the things that I would do. And 1, 2, 3, what a great number. Okay, and in her back pose, let's look at her back pose. The back pose is it's a little much. It's a little much. So really great conditioning. Conditioning is it's on point. This is great conditioning. She's like bubbly, like it looks very Maureen. Like Maureen doesn't have like Laura Lee and Maureen are two people who have both won the Olympia, but they are very different in their conditioning. So when Maureen won the Olympia, and I really like, I'm nervous that she won't end up doing Pittsburgh, but like, even though she had two, because she dropped out of the last Olympia and then she dropped out of doing the Arnold. So I'm just like, not holding my breath, but I really hope she will do it. I think she will do it. I have to say that because it's my hopes. And she is my favorite bikini Olympia of all time. She has like my favorite physique in bikini. So this conditioning compared to say Laura Lee's conditioning, which I'll pull up Laura Lee's most recent conditioning. Would you just DIE if Laura Lee competed in the Pittsburgh? I would. So this is Laura Lee's back pose. And these are both Olympia winning physiques. And had Maureen been there, like, who knows what have happened at the show. I'm not saying, like, she would have won or anything, but I'm just saying, like, they are two different looks. So Laura Lee, you see more detail. You see, like, a little bit, yeah. I mean, similar detail in the legs, like, as far as much, like, pop in the hamstring she has. But Laura Lee looks, like, leaner in a way. Like, more, Maureen just looks like bubblier. She just looks like like a blow up like figure that you like it pumps the air into all the right places. Not like a sex doll. I'm not trying to say that, Maureen. I'm sorry. I hope it doesn't come out that way. But like she just looks like her muscle bellies are perfectly inflated. Like incredible, incredible conditioning. Like the way her muscles pop is very unique and you don't see it on most competitors. So compare her to someone like even Ashley Kay. Like she has a lot more detail than Maureen does. And Maureen has like talked about it, how she says she has like thicker skin, so it's harder for her to get lean enough. But like Ashley, she was bursting full at this show, but you see harder detail in her physique. So Maureen is just very unique in that way. And the reason I talk about this to begin with is because Alice has a similar thing going on. She has like the kind of pop that I just love and that you can't look away from. So yeah, I love Alice's look. I want her to straighten her arms. And let's look at her Olympia because that's actually more recent. Hair needs to be shorter, but this is an old show. So let's talk about her most recent. Oh, her most recent was Muscle Fest. Okay, that's what I wanted to get into. So this is what Alice looks like at the 2024 Olympia. So same posing things still stand. I want her to angle away a little bit, bring the arm in closer. Hair and makeup are gorgeous. Suit, don't love, blends with the tan too much. I don't love these like neon crystals either. Maureen had those on her suit too. I didn't love those either. And this is, I'm going to keep this up because her conditioning she came to Romania with is like way different. So it leaves me wondering, and I'm sure it was just a mistake, like something went wrong with the prep or something. Um, but yeah, and you see she kind of doesn't really have that same conditioning she had before. She just looks a little bit sucked down, which isn't necessarily bad, but she doesn't have the pop that she had when she qualified for the Olympia. So there's that, and let's compare that to when she competed at Romania. It almost seemed like an overcorrection because here she is at Romania, and she just looks a little bit like in her back post specifically, she looks fuller, like more comparable to the show she qualified at. But she just looked like a little bit too soft. Actually, now that I'm looking at this again, I think she just came in too lean at the Olympia because now I'm like, wait, no, this looks really good. So take back at the Olympia, she looked flat. This is more what I want to see from her. This is not her best. I would say that her best is like when she qualified at the Romania 2023. Uh Tan has some mistakes. It doesn't look very smooth or as smooth. Doesn't really have the glow. This was just like this is the kind of conditioning I'd like to see her with again. Like her skin looks like it's glowing. Okay, that's not about her. She is one of my front runners to win, so we will see. I would because she has great balance. I would like her to make those posing tweaks, but she also does well without them. So yeah, I'll make my predictions towards the end of the video. Okay, so what show is this? This is FIBO. Okay. Okay, so then we have Lisa Reed. So she just qualified. She won the One Bro Pro a week ago. And Tyler, so Tyler was saying, so I don't have any pictures of that because they didn't post any pictures of that. But Tyler said at FIBO that she needs to add legs to match her glutes and that she was too hard in the hamstrings and that she was too wide in the waist and that that was because of her posing. So he wanted her to angle away her posing a little bit. He gave really great feedback, like specific feedback on how posing would help people in his FIBO recap. So I recommend you go watch that. It's on the NPC News Online YouTube channel. I assume she fixed those things, or at least came with this and was still better than who showed up at the show that she won, the One Bro Pro. But Tyler said glutes are great, but hamstrings are like lagging behind and too hard in the legs overall. And we already saw the front post said she was too wide there. So that's all I would change. Like I didn't get to see the One Bro pictures, but if she can come in like having adjusted those things and with what I assume would be a similar look to One Bro, then she could totally win this show. She's always up there in her placings. And I agree with everything he said. Like the legs do look like they're smaller than the glutes. Like the glutes are overpowering them, which you want the glutes to be a little more developed than the legs, but like this is a little bit like her upper body looks like it's more balanced in muscularity and full everywhere than her lower body does. We like lose a lot when it comes to the legs here. Even with her toes slightly angled out, which gives her more quad sweep, they still look more narrow, too narrow. And her front pose, I would say, yeah, same things Tyler said, like angle the waist a little bit better and like try to get these ribs not to pop out. So pull them in and down. And she's kind of a leaning almost a little bit. So I would stand up tall and yeah, that's what I would do. And conditioning that's a little bit like fuller and more poppy. But she could absolutely win the show. Okay, and then I have Anna Setlak. So I do have pictures of her at One Bro because she posted her pictures. So here she is, her most recent photos. And then here is the lineup, which has Lisa and Anna in the center. So I thought, and she posted both of these. So thank you, Anna. So here she is. I'll move my face. I'm going to make it smaller. Okay, here we go. Okay. So, okay. How many times am I going to say okay? Just looking at her back. Okay, let's look at her individual first. I lose lat. So this just looks like a big blank space to me. I want to see more lat development so it tapers into her waist because this makes her look very straight up and down. And I think she is like a more straight up and down competitor. Like she doesn't have as much natural curve to her physique as like a Jennifer Dory does. And I'll show you Jennifer Dory. Like Jennifer Dory has a lot of just a natural curve and shape to her like skeletal structure that we do not see with Anna. So that's a difference there. There are some posing things she could do that I think would give her more shape. One of them, I'd be curious what it looks like if she, okay, yeah, she's really closed off here, but in her hips in this photo, her hips are more opened up, so I see more of her suit bottom, and she gets a little better shape there. So yeah, I would do that. I would open up like that in the front pose. And in time, like in her next time off, I would get a little more size on the bicep and tricep, not too much. Like you still want it to be tapered down into from the shoulder, so I would want that, and more lats so we get more of this hourglass shape. Um, but I think the reason she got second and not first is because she was just too hard. The scorecards reflected perfect score, by the way. But yeah, she's just too hard. Um, Lisa here. Okay, so we do have some comparisons of Lisa, like I said earlier, but did not pull up. I didn't think to. She does look softer than she did at the other show. So yeah, this conditioning, if she brings this, she could certainly win this weekend. Anna just looks very hard in comparison to her. And yeah. So yeah, come in softer. And then in her next time off, I would bring up her arms like a tiny bit, and bring up her lats a little bit. And then the pose, this leg always just kind of goes straight down. I would like to see more in this shape where it kind of points out and then comes down. So I would have the knee instead of like drifting completely at the judges. I would have it like more propped like that instead of like that. Does that work? You get it. Maybe you don't. I don't know. Glutes are crazy. Glutes are absolutely crazy. She's pinching her shoulder blades a little bit, so she moves her hands down on her legs a little bit. She'll be able to open up her shoulders better. So I would do that just so she gets more shape from the back. The hair length is great. I think the hair is probably a little bit bright just based on this photo, but maybe in person it's not too bright. Um, but yeah, yeah. Suit color. It works. I mean, since she's a harder physique, I would probably not wear as deep of a color. Like, I would wear something a little bit brighter. So, like, a royal blue on her would work better, I think, because it doesn't have the almost black tone to the fabric, which kind of blends in with the tan and also is harsh on its own. So it looks even harsher when you have a really hard physique. So yeah, that's what I would do. Glute fullness is perfect, little hard here in the tie-in, like a little bit too defined. So yeah. Okay, yeah. And unfortunately they're not fully posed, so I can't really say much there about Lisa. Okay. And then who do we have next? Okay, Lisa, Anna. Oh, only one more person. Okay. Okay, I'm making good time and I wasn't even rushing. Okay, so then we have Katarina. So Katarina, she has placed top five before. She's placed fourth twice. And she just went pro last year, which is cray cray. So good for her. She's doing really well, and she's barely even been doing this very long. Um, if this is even her first show, I don't know if it is in 2023. Overseas shows, they don't always get the most publicity. So she might have been doing it for much longer, but it's not listed there. So, Katarina, what do I have to say about you? What do I have to say about Katarina? Okay, so where to begin? Suit color, I think it's a little bit too dark. She has a harder physique. Let's see if she's posted any update pictures. So yeah, I would do a little bit brighter of a color, like a more saturated, like jewel tone. That's what I would do, just to kind of offset like how hard she comes in. Let's see if she's posted any updates for us. You guys, I burped. I'm so sorry. I just ate edamame and blackberries and a bagel, and then I made myself a Reese's cup. Okay, so this is what she looks like. Okay, that's not really telling us much, so I don't know how much, if that was even worth it. Okay. Any photos? No, that's fine. So we'll just go for a most recent photo, which is still pretty recent. It was December. So here's her front post. Oh, I already have it open. Whatever. Okay, here's her front post. First things I see, suit cut way too high. It's like we're seeing a lot of her oblique. I want it to sit just under the oblique. So the cut is just a little bit extreme. It's almost like a V cut in the front. So I would get something that like is a more controlled like scoop or like straight across situation. The suit top, I would like a bigger coverage because when it cuts off like this, it just adds even more of a linear quality to the physique. So I would like it to like go like that and then cut straight across instead of this like swooping up. Part of that is her rib cage is expanded, so it's like pushing everything up and in that like diagonal direction. Um, so yeah, I would do a different color, and let's see if she's worn a different color before. Okay, no. She wore that then. Let's see if she did it like earlier on in her career. Yeah, even a color more like this. I don't think this is the greatest lighting, but like a color more like that probably would be better. Really anything but these really dark navy, this dark navy tone. So yeah, I want the suit to go like that. She also is like wide up top and then just looks straight up and down in the legs. So I would like to see more overall leg development and like shapeliness to the legs. So more quad, more hamstring, more glute. Upper body looks pretty round in the shoulders, so that's good. Move the hand off your belly button and over down here onto the connector of your suit. Not as high as the connector actually goes, but like where a different connector would land. But yeah, she just looks not skinny, but she just has she's looking kind of stringy. Like the arms are looking kind of thin, legs are looking kind of thin. This suit cut is not helping because it's like accentuating these lines that are not that flattering to begin with. Not that she doesn't have a good physique. I just mean like the lines it creates on the physique are not the correct ones. Like you want the suit to ride your physique and flatter you, but this is like going up way too high because it's too big, and because the cut is wrong. You don't really need to wear like a narrow or like a V cut like this unless you have a short torso, in which case you're trying to like elongate your torso to give more balance to your frame. But since she already has like a pretty proportionate shape, then this just like makes the proportion really extreme and like makes her look linear. Does I hope that makes sense. I don't feel like I'm doing a great job explaining it, but I hope that makes sense. And she still got fourth I mean, yeah, was it fourth? This is the big man, right? Yeah, she still got fourth at this show without like even having everything right. And then when we look at her back pose, just needs glutes. So she just needs overall more size. She just went pro last year, so like she shouldn't be expected to have all the size anyway. But another example of how this suit is either too big or it's just the wrong cut. Like it goes up way onto her low back, so we see where her glute stops and where her low back starts. So you're seeing like this shadowing here, and she looks kind of like as full as she could have gotten, but just needs more muscle to fill out to begin with. And this is like very hard. We're seeing a lot of these deep cuts. So she just needs more size all over and focus a lot in the glutes. And her shoulder blades are pinched for the same reason I was talking about with whoever else it was, where I said to straighten the arms a little bit so you can open up your back. That is my take. And this T back is just not very flattering. It like takes away all shape from the glutes. So if she could fix those things, that would be fabulous. Because her face, I mean, she's serving face. She is like gorgeous. She's gorgeous. Yeah, she's gorgeous. I mean, are you kidding? Like her and Valeria, they're just supermodels. She's beautiful and incredible hair. And makeup looks incredible. Like really, this girl has a lot going for her. Not that beauty is everything, but I just mean like she has a good stage vibe. She commands her attention. She's pretty. That's part of it. The tan looks good. So yeah, she could fix those physique things and like she's there. Let's see what she looked like at her most recent show. She did not get a top 5 at this one. She got ninth. So what'd she do? This suit color is better. It's still a little dark for her, I think, but it's better. It needs to be flush to her skin so we don't see under boob. She's completely leaning forward, and I believe she's fully posed. She like has a lot of weight on this foot. You want all your weight to be on this foot, and then like be able to lift this leg up. She is not able to do that right now. She's like equally distributed her weight into both feet. Hand is still on her belly button, so I don't want that. Since she's leaning forward, it's also pushing her shoulder forward. So she's not getting great shoulder width. And just needs more size to the legs and the glutes. And this cut is still up too high. Like if it were just right here, that would even give her better shape, just with something minor. Looking at her back pose, let's see if the cut was better. So the cut of this suit is better. Still up too high in the back, so I pull it up in the front, down in the back. And just needs more fullness, like size-wise, needs more size to the glutes. So fullness, I say that, but she's not going to be able to get fuller in a week, which she's not anyway. This was 4 months ago. But like that would be a time thing, like just needing to put more size in her glutes. And it looks like her coach is Boss of Outlaw, who's Stephen Kinzel. He gets great results. He's also Anna Setlak's coach, at least last I checked. So yeah, so she's in good hands. I'm sure she's made some changes in the meantime. I don't know who coached her for these shows, but yeah. Okay, so who do I think is winning? Who do I think? Okay, banners. And let's go to California Supplement. Okay. So, oh, I didn't pull up Noemi or Charlotte. Oh, okay, sorry. Wow, what was I doing? Okay. So here is Noemi. I don't know if this is going to pull up her most recent show. Looks like a no, so I'll search her here. So Noemi, I've already talked about her pretty often. Okay, that's from Taiwan. So I've already talked about Noemi. My thing with Noemi is just needs to bring conditioning in right, which often she does. Like her conditioning usually looks pretty good. So here she was at FIBA where she got 6th place. But her biggest thing she needs is just more size, specifically in the back pose, in her lower body. So her legs look like they are out of balance with her glutes. Her glutes are much bigger, and her legs need to catch up, and her legs come in really hard. Probably she has to get lean enough for like all this to show, but then it shows how like that her legs are out of balance. So needs more hamstring and quad. And I think that's highlighted even further by the fact that she has such developed calves. So it's like big glutes, big calves, legs are lagging. So yeah, but she typically gets in that like top 5. She got 5th at the One Bro Pro, which I don't have pictures of. But yeah, so that's what she needs, in my opinion. And then here was Charlotte Ellis. So she's competed at Monster Zim or Monster Zyme. I didn't check. I've heard people say it different ways. So she got 8th out of 9. And with Charlotte, this fullness is beautiful. This is like more what I wanted out of her. The suit top is too small. I want more coverage, like a bigger size on the suit top, but the cut is beautiful. And she just needs some more like shapeliness in her legs. She looks much harder up top than she does on bottom. She's gotten 2nd before, 2 times before. So she could like come in and really take this show. I don't know that that will happen. I'm rooting for her. She seems like a great person. But yeah, and then the glutes, we're lacking in these glutes here. Is she fully posed? Because there's something up with her arms there. Okay, her arms stayed like that. So this arm is really pointed out. This one is straight, and that shoulder's up, and that one's down. So it looks like she needs a little bit of like body work, mobility stuff. Hair looks perfect. But yeah, level out those shoulders, and she gets better pop in this shoulder into the tricep than she has recently. I've been saying recently, and you can go watch those videos, that like her shoulder is just flowing directly into her tricep. Like we don't really see much rear delt, and we still don't, but the shape here is better. So I would like to see just more size, like taking a little time off to get more size, specifically in the shoulders and in the glutes, and maybe even the arms, because the arms are reading as a little bit skinny, which it's tough when you're a taller competitor. She seems like she's a tall competitor. So just filling that out a little more. So 2 parts shoulder, 1 part arms. That's what I think. And then back pose, better tightness, better conditioning than she's had at her other shows this season. She's done a few. But just a bigger suit cut would give better shape to her glutes, and maybe that would get her back up there in placings. Because as it stands now, She needs more size to her glutes no matter what. That's what I would focus on in the next improvement season, because we see them slope off. And when you have such a small cut, a lot of people think that will make your glutes look bigger, but it really just reveals that you need more size on your glutes, because we can see here like where the indent and where that shallow spot where the glutes attach to the low back. The red is pretty though. I like the red. And I want the glutes to taper into the legs. They look like they're the same width as the legs. And that's the same thing I'm seeing on the upper body. So I just want more pop to her physique, and that's only going to come with more size on her frame, I think. So, yeah. And I would like to see a kiss of detail in her low abs. It looks like she got her abs the tightest they've been this season, but still it looks like it's coming out slightly. If we just saw a kiss of detail across the entire core, that would give her a much more complete look. And I'm not getting much detail in this leg here. She just looks a little bit washed to me. But rooting for her. When did she go pro? Okay, in 2023. So she's really new. And she got it in Australia. It is like fucking hard to go pro in Australia. There's like two opportunities a year or something like that. Someone, I know I have some Australian people who watch this. So let me know how many are there. Okay, that's not her. Well, okay, anyway. So, oh yeah, well that makes sense. Says they got ninth. Okay, so she went pro in 2022 at the Amp Pro. Yeah, this is a really good look. Let's just look. Let's just look. Okay, brought back the red. And then, okay, yeah. So that's what I think. So how do I think it's all gonna shake out? I think it's between Lisa and Anna again, and Allison. Oh, fuck, I didn't even pull up Allison. What am I doing? Sorry, guys. See, I'm not going to end it on you like that. Okay, so Allison just competed at FIBO. Tyler said that was her best look yet, and I could not agree more. Yeah, the hair. I know some people have had a problem with their hair. I think her natural hair is like this texture. Like I think that's her curl pattern, and maybe they just amped it up. So I don't mind the hair. I think it looks good. I mean, I like it better when it has like that curl to it. But I think the fact that it has this much body is not the worst thing, because she is harder up top, so it makes her a little bit more like it softens her up a little bit, because she's pretty hard in these shoulders. So I thought this was her best look ever. If she could just like bring more fullness to the glutes, that's all she needs. Like this hourglass shape is crazy. I would get the hair off of the chest. I love the red. She got 12th at the Olympia wearing red. And that was my second favorite look of her. But Tyler gave feedback on this. So my feedback was she's sloping off in the glutes a little bit. So if we could get more fullness out there, that would really change a ton. And she was a little bit hard in the upper body from the front, especially, but kind of in the back too. Yeah, the hair I'm okay with. I don't think it's the best, but I am for someone rocking their natural hair. That doesn't always mean it's going to be the best choice, but you know, I think it could go either way in this case. Tyler didn't say anything about her hair. So so she looks very like balanced from top to bottom. When in the past, she has looked like more dominant in one area, whether it's like all the conditioning in her shoulders or like the width of her lower body, or whatever it is. So what Tyler said, Allison, best balance yet. Conditioning was spot on, he said. He said more shape in the upper outer glutes. They were a little bit flat, including and especially the walk to the back. And glutes are too wide, need more roundness. So same thing we were talking about, roundness in the upper outer glute. Walk to the back. She needs more overall depth from top to bottom of the glute. So I thought that was very good, very specific feedback. And presentation and posing and her size and balance were great for bikini. I agree with all of that. Yeah, I thought it was her best posing yet. We talked about that. She smiled more. She didn't like exaggerate the way she moved her hips. Everything was like short to the point, only showing the judges like her best. So yeah, amazing. Okay, is there anyone else I forgot? Because I brought up some people who like have not gotten top 5 before, but I did not bring up people who have literally been to the Olympia. So, okay, who do I think is winning? I think it's going to be between Alice and Lisa again, with Anna coming in third. Anna could win, but I'm going to say she'll come in third. It's really whoever shows up the best. I mean, actually, with the fullness in the glutes, like if other judges see that, which they probably will, then Allison might come in second again. So it's a tight race between these three. But I'm going to say my safe guess, just based on history, just kidding, history, is Lisa, Allison, Anna. Even though Allison, because I think Allison has better shape, and they really emphasize shape in bikini, so I think Allison has better shape than Anna, even though Anna looks really great. It was just at the Olympia. I could be totally wrong, though, as usual. Like, I could always be wrong. Alice, I think, will be in that top four. And then Valeria, okay, so these people come in more conditioned. So like Lisa comes in condition, even though she just won and Valeria got ninth, like at the same show. Um, but Valeria comes in pretty conditioned. She doesn't have as much hourglass from the back. So I would say probably, let's say Lisa, Allison, Anna, Alice. Alice could also win. I would love to see Alice win. Um, Probably Noemi. I'm gonna write these down. I'm gonna write these down so we can like see how I did. Okay, so Lisa, Allison, Anna, Alice. Okay, and then in fifth, I feel like Noemi is a safe choice for fifth. I'm gonna say Noemi, and then Valeria. So that's sixth, and then maybe Charlotte, but then Allison, I mean, then Valeria and Charlotte be compared to each other and they do not look alike at all. Yeah, it depends. I don't know. I'll just leave it at six for now. I'll leave it at six. And who knows? We'll see what happens. Let me know what you think. And thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I'm like shook that people have subscribed. I actually got over 200. I am so honored. So thank you for watching my videos. I know they're long. I love a long video though, so that's no biggie for anyone who has subscribed. So, because I'm sure you're the same way. So thank you so much. And yeah, here for you if you have any questions in the comments. Bye.